Welcome to this clip on problem definition, a clip that is part of the course Public Policy. As we have seen, public policies often go through different stages before they are adopted and implemented. In short, we can distinguish between four different stages, and together those four stages constitute the policy cycle. Before policies are drafted and adopted, a problem needs to be defined first, and a problem should be set on the agenda. Secondly, policies are formulated and decision-making takes place, so policies are adopted by parliaments or local councils, for example. Thirdly, policy plans are implemented, carried out, and finally, policies are evaluated, are assessed. They try to see if policies work or not, if they are in fact effective. This clip is on the first stage of the policy cycle, and more specifically it's about problem definition. Okay, let's look back very quickly on what we've discussed so far within this course. What we've discussed, one of the important things we've discussed, is the nature of public policies. We've defined public policies as governmental action to tackle actions taken up by a government, I should say, to tackle or prevent social problems from happening. That is what the nature of public policy is. And before a new policy is introduced, before the government adopts a new policy, the problem it is tackling should be defined first. Before new policies can be introduced, we need a problem first that specific policy is tackling. Now, what I would like you to understand is that it matters greatly how a social problem is defined, because the way a problem is defined has big consequences for all the policy stages that follow. Well, you might think you can simply make an objective description of a certain problem, be it either unemployment or poverty or traffic jams on highways whatsoever. Well, mostly this is not the case. Mostly we cannot just objectively define a certain problem. And that is because the different actors that play a role in the policy process. As you know by now, these different actors have different interests. And what these different actors would like, those actors can be, for example, interest groups or political parties or whatsoever. What they would like is they want to see public policies being adopted that fit their specific interests. And for that reason, these different actors try to define issues in a way which makes governmental action or inaction likely according to their interests. That is what we call framing. Framing is an important concept that plays a big role in the stage of problem definition. So actors try to define a problem in a way, try to frame a problem in a way that it makes governmental action or inaction likely according to their specific interests. Well, that might sound a bit vague, and therefore I would like to discuss with you a specific example, and that specific example is animal testing. Animal testing. In lots of countries, experiments are being held on animals to test whether new medicines have any side effects. New medicines that can help people from their sickness, and in a way they can improve health. Well, this is the example. Animal testing. Now suppose You are a member of a specific actor, an animal rights movement, and it is your interest or your belief that animal rights need to be defended. Okay, if that is your position, if that is the actor you represent, then you would probably not define animal testing as such. Instead, you would frame animal testing as animal cruelty, a phenomenon that should not be allowed in a civilized society. And the reason for you to do that is because you want public policies that are in line with your specific interest or belief. You want a public policy saying that it should be prohibited, that prohibits animal testing. On the other hand, suppose you are a scientist at a university and it is your interest or your belief that animal testing actually helps to cure people because it brings about new medicines that can cure diseases and sickness. If that is your position, you would not call animal testing. No, you would say it is life-saving research, because if you frame it in that way, it is more likely that animal testing will be allowed, a public policy that is in line with your specific interest as a scientist at a university. Okay, two very small examples of problem definition or framing, and what we see is that this phenomenon of problem definition or framing is all around us. You see right-wing parties define problems in a different way than left-wing parties. We see employer organizations define or frame issues in a different way than employees. And we got lots of more examples on that. You can find examples in your book as well. And of course, we will discuss problem definition, an important concept in the field of public policy, more in depth in class. Thank you for your attention.